What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another Shit Talk Saturday.
Yo, we live.
With what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was getting there.
I'm gonna make sure you get there.
Well, I just gotta make sure. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a combo. You know what I'm saying?
Combo. You have Brad from What's Happening. How you feeling?
I'm good. What's happening with y'all?
We're good.
Shit, what's happening with you, Brad?
Shout out to the homie Fred.
I've been waiting to pull that Fred.
Nah, man. I'm tired. Since I'm here, let me go ahead and let me just do this real quick. Let me give a quick apology to the What's Happening listeners, because this is gonna be the first time they hear something from the What's Happening feed in about 2 weeks, because about a week and a half. Because what had happened was, I went to Florida. My flight got delayed, so when Fred and I typically record What's Happening, my flight delay made that impossible. And then I was in Florida, so it was just absolutely impossible. And y'all ain't heard nothing from a week. I ain't said nothing. I explained nothing because I've been in Florida. I just got back yesterday. My bad, y'all. Welcome back to What's Happening. We still exist. We just took a week off.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm sure they miss you.
They better do. They better.
Hey, what's good though? How have you been?
You know me. I've been good talking shit on keeping it real. And hating every single goddamn show that comes out.
Every single one.
Every single one. A friend of mine, we watching stuff together or whatever. Like she picked something, I picked something, and I was like, "Girl, we gonna have to go back to the old shows because I'm tapped out of the new shit." It's just bad. Yeah. Entertaining, but it's bad. It's bad writing.
Behind it.
You said what?
There's a lot of anger behind a lot of your
say the word. Say the title. Say the title. Say it.
Oh, you're talking about Swarm?
No spoilers. I ain't seen it yet. No spoilers.
All I'm saying is I apologize for any bad things I've ever said on Beyonce's internet.
He ain't trying to get knocked off. That's what it is.
Hey,
you
hold on.
My favorite artist is. I'm gonna ask you first.
I want to make sure that the listeners understand how impactful it is for Jamal to walk back something. So, I was here back in the fall at some point, and we did a top 10 black sitcom special, and I made fun of Jamal because his top 5, whatever his number 2 was, I forget what it was, but it wasn't qualified because it wasn't a sitcom. I think it was the Boondocks or something. It's not a sitcom, it's just a cartoon. Doesn't matter. The point is that he took Keenan and Kel from being off the list to number 2 on his list, right? And I was like, wait a minute, you're not changing your order up or nothing? You just gonna move it up to number 2? And he's like, yeah, when I really think about it, it really is the second greatest black sitcom of all time, right? So like, this is a person that puts no context behind almost anything, and for him to be able to say like, let me hold on, I realized that this was a mistake. This is a huge moment out of Jamal's life, y'all.
You see, you got to see the show. It's not really huge. He's just copying right now. That's what he's doing.
The point is, that's my point, though. That's exactly my point. Because if it made him change anything, it's got to be something about this show. So my kids are.
It's not what you think. It's just not what you think. I would say that it's not what you think.
Oh, you're saying that this could not be Jamal growing up. This could just be Jamal being Jamal and overhyping something.
No, this is not Jamal growing up, and this is not Jamal overhyping something. This is Jamal trying to be safe. That's what Jamal is trying to do. Jamal is trying to exist in this world still. When you watch the show, the swarm is the swarm, and I would just leave it at that.
All right, I'm gonna check it out this week. My kids on spring break, so I got a whole lot of extra time built in this week. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Well, just to take the time to plug our Patreon and Keeping It Real, as well as Anime Court. If you're not already on Patreon, make sure you get on there.
Bang.
Everywhere else, like, follow, and subscribe, both Unapologetically Black and What's Happening. So make sure you check that out.
If Rich was here, he would say, gang, gang.
Gang, gang. Right.
Wait. Let me see if I get my Rich accent. Gang gang. Is it something like that?
It's shorter and like
It was the looking up for me.
Hey, you always look it up when you're rich. Shots fired. Yeah. I swear, bro. I swear, bro.
My boy though, he's at the regionals in North Carolina. He missed day 2 by 2 points. He did go 5-2 too.
Pokemon card game.
I was going to say the context. I assume it's Pokemon.
If you're on our page, we as a page gave Rich a shout out, told y'all to look out for him, and our boy almost did it.
You might have missed it.
You might have missed it, but he lost by 2.
And yeah, I'm gonna make sure he feel it when he come back.
I'm sure you will actually.
Make sure he feel
it, but I'm sure you will.
Oh no, I'm absolutely gonna get him behind closed doors, but in public, we support our brother.
Yeah, I'm finna be in the group.
Anyway,
for the whole week.
So jumping in to our Shit Talk Saturday. You mentioned spring break, Brad. Spring break is among us for so many students. A lot of that involves going to Miami, traveling, partying.
City girls.
Right. So City Boys for the win, apparently.
We up one.
A man cashapped himself $1,000 from a girl's phone while pretending to put his phone number in.
It's ingenious, dog.
Hey, game recognized game. Cause like,
listen, if I gotta cash app you to talk to you, you know what I'm saying? I think we even. Wait.
No, I thought it said he cashed out himself.
No, but I'm saying girls have a lot of women these days on social media, because not in real life. They be like, you gotta send me some cash app to talk to me. If the right way to come at me is to send me money.
Hey, I love when I see the memes. They be like, "Hey, answer your phone," sending them $1 at a time. Just to say something. You better send me these $3 back too. I love when I see the memes, bro. Like, that's got to be some toxic love when you got to message somebody through the Cash App.
Right, exactly. They've unblocked you on everything else.
That's my love language. Message me through Cash App. All right.
That's what. Look, you sound like the city girls right now.
It's what it is, dog. If you ain't heard from me, if you need to get in contact with me, if I'm not answering your calls, message me through Cash App. I'm always available through Cash App.
Dead.
Hey, I'm available through Cash App.
The worst part is she can't get her damn money back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cash App do not.
Cash App and Zelle don't give a fuck.
But you sent it though.
We asked, are you sure? We didn't ask you 3 times. We asked you that one time. Are you sure? You said yes. We said okay.
Yeah, I feel like at some point when you signed up, you absolved any right to ever contest anything.
It was in the agreement.
Cash App say sayonara.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, be careful out there. You should just go old school and write your phone number down. I think that's the safest route.
Or just watch, or just like, you know what I'm saying? You're not taking my phone without me like over your shoulder, like, what are you doing?
I mean,
just tell me your number. Let me call you.
I feel you, but intoxication's involved. I think you should just stick with phone numbers and on pieces of paper.
See, when I'm intoxicated, like, I'm more. Where's my phone? Where's my wallet? What am I doing? What am I, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's not everybody.
When I'm intoxicated, I'm just an amplified version of whatever I'm feeling that moment. So if I'm feeling silly, it's a good time. If I'm feeling mad, it's a bad time.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that, but also I'm still more like cautious when it comes to what my important stuff, because the worst thing for you to do is be hungover the next day and not remember where your important stuff is.
Facts.
Yeah. No,
facts.
that is facts. I'm much like Brad. Maybe that's just that Gemini go with the flow kind of thing. No, and I know
June energy was good.
June energy.
No,
sounds like he got syphilis.
Brittany has too much of that. Like,
wait a hold. We ain't finna breeze past that kind of insult. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. All right, that's how we playing. All right.
That's hilarious. I'm very
Listen,
just know that when I clap back, it's a round of applause.
Yeah, I have syphilis in the Winfield house.
And you know what? And speaking of syphilis, let's just use this as a segue. To the next story. With, I don't know if you guys had heard back last year, Tasha K, who is a podcaster, and like just overall blog, internet,
YouTube.
gossip. Yeah, YouTube.
She's a gossip girl.
Yeah. So Cardi B had sued her and
$4 million.
for
$4 million.
Tasha K appealed that, and she just recently this week found out that she lost that defamation, the appeal. So she
gotta watch what you say.
And I said, speaking of syphilis, because that is something that was involved in that. She said that Cardi B had STDs.
I'm like,
Cardi B had STDs.
I'm trying to figure out how this Lego piece go in, how this Tetris piece go in there. All right.
That's how it works.
My understanding of the story is they was cool. At one point, they was cool because I used to follow Tasha K before she got real big or whatever. But they was cool or starting to get cool or something. But Tasha K couldn't keep her mouth closed about what she learned, because I don't know if it's true or not about Cardi B.
Look, let me tell you, it's not true, bitch, because I ain't got $4 million to cover whatever you're just saying on here.
We live.
I mean, but here's the thing, whether it's true or not, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you putting that out there and you can't verify can very well be, you know what I'm saying, defamation. Nobody's going to be like, give me your results in court. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts. They're not.
Yeah, this ain't court TV. In real life court, I mean, there's like, I mean, even if it was true, like there's like massive laws that
that protects you from all of that. But
I guess I'd rather go to jail than pay $4 million, though. I guess when I think about it, like
$4 million.
Last I heard, she was trying to like skip the country.
Yeah,
I would too, because I'm really not trying to pay $4 million or go to jail. So option 3, Alex, let's go.
Cardi's on some 50 Cent shit.
Yeah,
She's on some
cent.
pay me what you owe me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be paying you what I owe you for the. I'm just gonna knock myself off the map.
Can we do an installment plan, $20 a month for 968 years?
Just
pass it on to my children.
Yeah, just pass it on to
and my children's children. You know what? This is just gonna be reparations. My family gonna owe your family $20 a month from now until Jesus come back. Cause ain't no way.
I work for you now. My whole team it's your team.
Man,
exactly.
I seen this one TikTok yesterday while I was waiting in the airport. And they was like, it was a skit, but they was like, yeah, I get out in 2101. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, wildin'.
2101. You not getting out, bro.
I mean, unless you're 6'9" and you snitch.
Unless you were born today, you don't have a whole lot of a chance to live in 2101.
Unless you were born today.
Speaking of being born today, shout out to my aunt, my great aunt Sarah. She just turned 95. So
she wasn't born today. She was born 1,000,000 years ago.
And 2101 is 1,000,000 years away from now. Everything reminds me of her.
Not tonight, okay.
She was born on a night, the first night.
You're not gonna be disrespecting Auntie. Hold on, that's twice.
Shout out to Auntie.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
Y'all say it's Shit Talk Saturday, and this is what I live for, to talk shit. So I don't know what you thought.
She clapping on Auntie's grandma. She's gangbanging on everybody.
Right.
Gangbanging on bacon, nigga.
If she catch 6'9" in the gym, that nigga ass is great.
Did y'all see that clip of 6'9"?
I don't see nothing of him.
Yeah, I saw some of it. I saw somebody talking about it.
Oh, I thought you were saying 69 people got jumped at the gym, and I was like, how do 69 people get jumped? I was so confused when I saw that.
So I always say this wrong, so
we just need to take a moment of silence for Brad right quick. Just
listen, it's been a long week. Okay, it's been a long week.
He thought 6'9" was 69.
Hold on, wait. Time out. No. She put the numbers. Don't play me, Brittany. She wrote the number 69.
Yeah, it says 69 hospitalized this week for being jumped at the gym. So, I mean, if that's how you read it.
I read it the way it's written. It wasn't like she had the words 6 and 9.
She was 6 and 9. or the rapper, the artist.
This is my notes.
You got to quote it.
This is my notes. And
even if she would have said the Raptor, I would have read it as 69 the Raptor, and I would have googled who the hell is 69 the Raptor. I would have got there eventually.
Rapper.
Dinosaur.
Did I say Raptor?
Yes.
Boy, that boy like getting them good, ain't it, dog?
Hey, that boy played for Toronto.
Yo.
Raptor.
Cheers.
He's a dinosaur.
Woo.
I just think it was about time. Like I actually here's me being a controversial Shay, right? I actually like 6ix9ine. I like him so much that I wanted him to get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like he he deserved it. He deserved it. Like
I agree.
He feels like he's untouchable. He could just say whatever, do whatever. And it's like, all right, bro, like that's gonna catch up with you one day. I like villains, so I'll just be real. I like them.
It's like that's half of what we watch.
You said what?
That's definitely what
I
wrestling's
said, how are you
about.
not a wrestling fan? That's half of what we watch. Wanting to see
Yeah.
the
I mean, I used to be. I just never. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm just not a wrestling fan.
You're not current day watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not current day, but like the golden age, I was there.
Next week, Brad's gonna be there for it. Don't even worry about it.
It's all good.
I'll pop in. What's good?
I'm be in Ohio with the meth heads.
Okay.
A lot of listeners
We have
in
a lot
Ohio.
of
I feel like that's probably a segue, ain't it?
That's probably it is probably.
Bomb and chemical threats postpone the arrest of Trump. There is a segue for you.
Right. Well, you were finishing your thought on 6ix9ine.
My bad, I cut you.
It is heroin addicts. It is.
Actually.
It is heroin addicts.
Yeah. Were you done with your thought on 6ix9ine? That it was just about time?
Yeah, it was about time.
I think that he has talked shit about
A lot
any
of dead people.
and everybody, not even just dead people, alive people too. He has been talking shit and feels like he doesn't need security.
He said he wants to live a normal
He
life.
wants to live a normal life.
Snitching comes with an ass whooping in a normal life. Like telling people to pull up on me. SMD.
Yeah,
Like,
that comes
you can't
along
tell
with
somebody that and be like, nah, y'all niggas some haters. I did what I was supposed to. You rose to fame after like perping a certain lifestyle. Like you can't say I'm about that life. Somebody pull up on you and they tested you about that life, and you mad that you in the hospital. Like I don't perp that I'm about a certain life.
I mean, and then besides that, like how you walk around with all that money all the time without getting touched? Like let's say you never said nothing, but you was just stunting like that all the time. That's interesting.
yeah.
Facts.
He don't need security because he got that good old you know what I'm saying, that good old FBI security with him. They just didn't go with him to the gym that day.
Yeah. They also didn't make him change his wig because I saw a video, clearly a lace front. Power to him though, because that's what I mean. That and then really there's no going into witness protection because your face.
Giant face tattoos that say 6ix9ine.
Right, like so looking like
No, I was meant to be a 96. My tattoo just did it upside down. Like
it was a
that's
mirror.
all that was. It's really a 96 if you look at it upside down. Like I'm actually trying to be Spider-Man.
If you
I was
squint.
trying to cosplay this nigga when he was cool, dog. They said I look a little like him. So I went into it, but then he did that snitch shit and I was stuck with the tattoo. I was like, nah, dog, this ain't me.
Man, I'd be doing the COVID mask forever at that point. Like, why the hell you wearing a mask at your house by yourself? It's just what I do. I really just want to be Scorpion. Hey, you want to know something that's hilarious though?
Yeah.
I got a little distracted in the conversation because I was looking over the docket, and now I realize that when it says XXX accused killers found guilty of first-degree murder, you're not talking about porn stars.
Oh my God, Bradley. And I'm just assuming that it's legal. Black people will add anything on the end of a name. So
Bradley, bro.
Oh, hey.
Well,
A toast to that.
Well, 69 XXX, it's might as well been a show about porn. It might as
You know
well
what
been.
I'm saying? What's happening with it? You know what I'm trying to figure out.
That's fucking hilarious. Well, since you mentioned it,
Yeah, might as well at this point.
Well, since you brought it up. 10, temptation.
His accused killers were found guilty for first-degree murder. They will be, I think it's next week, April 6th, I believe. They'll be going for sentencing. There was a video of one of them like blowing a kiss at his family once he was, found guilty. So some dark shit. Like that's cruel, to be honest. Like it's one of those like,
you've already taken so much from me.
Yeah, because he was only 20. Like, despite everything else, he was a child.
Yeah, he was a troubled young child.
Yeah,
but...
and it happened in 2018. So the fact that it's
been that long.
Yeah, it's been
so that's what I was thinking about when you were reading it. It's like court should be trials and shit be taking for fucking ever, dog.
They put everything like really back.
Yeah.
Like they were backlogged from that, and
probably COVID played a role in that. I mean, happy the family can get some kind of justice,
even than COVID. But
yeah.
I didn't follow any of that to even know what really all went down. But yes, not porn stars. Just a poor, I guess, like young person.
So what's the reception like online? Because I dip in every 6 months at this point, but when he died, I was very much on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, that day, and people were, you know what I'm saying, laughing, clowning, whatever. So I'm wondering what the reception is like on social media with this announcement.
I mean,
people were laughing.
Yeah, because of supposedly stuff that was going on between him and his baby mother or the girl that he was with.
Yeah, I mean he had some like things going on too. Like
he was a very troubled young man.
Yeah,
but he didn't deserve to die. There was time he could have been counseled. Like there were things that could have happened.
Laughing at death is it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, overall, from what I've seen, it's probably more from fans than not. But I'm not, deep diving on Twitter either.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm old dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say even 5 years ago, his music was not in my.
I know
repertoire.
One song by him.
Yeah.
And that happened after he died, and that was off the Carter 5.
Yeah.
So.
Well. Hopefully the family
I heard he made good music though. I never actually went and checked it out, but I always hear people who are fans, even people who are around our age who listen to him. They always say he made decent music for his group that Trippie Reds and all the little drug addict kids that came out around that time. It was like him and Uzi that was like the most, you know what I'm saying, like had the most quality to them.
In the freshman class type situation.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Uzi, he's young. I don't know he doing that, or everybody rock shit, but Uzi used to be my dude too. I can't do that. I can dance, but I'm not coordinated enough to do that shit. The hips and the.
That's hilarious.
Damn.
We use that song to wake the kids up quite often on Alexa. But all right, so Afroman is being sued by Ohio officers who raided his home. So they are claiming to be humiliated by the use of the raid footage for commercial purposes. So basically he's made like t-shirts off of it because they didn't find anything. Like nothing came from this raid.
Yeah.
So he's using it to sell t-shirts. And just in general, putting it out on the internet. But this is his private property.
Right, exactly.
His cameras. This is like...
It's like if you used your Ring camera, but your neighbor said, I don't like that you use me stealing your newspaper and your Ring camera on Facebook.
It's like you did it. but you did it. So
Yeah, I guess. First off, I don't know what the laws are on recording in Ohio. I don't think that the laws are in Ohio like what they are in California. I think you can just record people, number one. Number two, to your point, it is his private property.
yeah.
And that absolutely plays a role in it. The only other thing I can think of is that if you can clearly make out their faces, that might be the avenue.
So on the t-shirt, it's their faces.
So that might be the avenue where he could potentially get in trouble. I don't know for sure. I don't know the laws, but I'm pretty sure that he's safe to record in general, but making the t-shirts on their faces, that could be problematic.
Yeah. Also, money was stolen from him in this raid. So as he does back.
That's different.
Yeah. For money.
Because he could sue them for more than they could sue him.
Exactly. And I feel like in court, one would cancel the other out.
Yeah.
So
he could say I was trying to make up for the lost damages that y'all took from me.
Well, the damages in general. I looked at the pictures. His door was on the ground. It wasn't just like hanging off the frame. It was gone.
Yes, doors are expensive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It feels like them suing would then be trying to get like ahead of the repercussions that could possibly happen from what he put out. Because like, what's the point?
Maybe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point?
Saying they're embarrassed.
Right.
Same thing, like old girl trying to sue Cardi B back. Like, nah, you said that shit. Stand on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stand by what you said, because you put it out to millions of people trying to air me out and ruin my career.
Right.
Stand by that shit.
Most definitely. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, they'll figure out a way. It is the police in Ohio at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And police in Ohio don't play. Like, they really don't. Especially if you're going through Ohio.
Yeah,
and they
I know you know that quite well.
You know that you're not going to come back to fight this ticket. Say you're not from here. Like,
it's all cool until you get south of Columbus. Once you get south of Columbus, 10 and 2.
Yeah, right.
All the way through.
Yo, folks.
Well, that's a tip for when I go up there, I guess, this upcoming weekend. Cause
what part of Ohio are you going to?
Youngstown.
Oh.
I've been to Cleveland before.
Cleveland, you Gucci, but Youngstown, 10 and 2 all the way through.
I got you. Aye, Captain.
Well, speaking of obscure states.
Hey, these segues, she out there pulling these boys back like an archery style. You know that? Wow! Who are we talking about? Utah?
Yeah, we talking about Utah. So Utah is the first state. He said I do hate it down here. Utah is the first state to require parental permission to use social media for teenagers. So it's going to have a curfew in place on social media for teens, and they will no longer have ads. But they're the first state to enact any type of like social media parental controls, which honestly
I don't hate.
I feel like it's a W. W. It's a win.
It should happen more in more places.
No targeted ads.
I mean, if China bans if TikTok is banned in China, right?
Right. Well, in America, right? Or is it banned in China?
TikTok, they're not. The kids in China are not allowed to be on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy because where's it from? Where's it made?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's all of our personal information going to, and why is it
China?
Why is it being tried in court?
China. So I don't understand how they're going to enforce that.
So as far as the parental permission, it's gonna require, I think, like it just said permission from the parents. It involves your personal information, maybe your ID to like verify who you are. But the curfew is something where like the social media would shut down at a certain time where the kids can't log on.
Like if you have a child's app, you probably can't it'll restrict you or won't work.
Yeah, some they probably gonna enter some age restriction thing on the
I mean,
app.
it definitely falls onto the responsibility of responsible parents.
Right. But the question becomes, how do you make sure that this works this way in Utah and nowhere else?
I mean,
it's geolocation.
It's a location.
It's a location. It's a location app. It's the same way certain things are available in the U.S. that are not available in other countries, and vice versa. You just alter the location of certain parameters. It's just like how targeted ads work.
I understand the logic of the targeted ads, and I understand the logic of like different countries. But like just me and my experience working in the mobile industry for almost 10 years, I can't see a way that the social media companies, at least in the short term, I can't see a way that they can make it to where it automatically detects when you've crossed the line into a certain state. And that's the other problem too, is that even if they can make it to where it depends on geo-tracking, it's quite possible that you could live in Nevada and be pinged off a tower in Utah because you're
right, but you could be paying. So think about the fact that like if we going to get on Instagram right now and we and I post a picture, I can tag where that picture is and it's precise to my location unless it's somewhere that's abstract. So it's a lot more precise than just pinging towers. Yeah. Towers are important because that's how you get the more precise location. But I mean. The only thing that it would raise red flags that this situation will raise for me is if it is not like a location type of thing and you have to add something to the phone or whatever. Now you are again now we going against that Patriot Act thing that they don't give a fuck about anyway.
It might be a different app, honestly. I'm really not sure. It might just be a different app for teens, that's only available in their area. Or whatever the case may be.
And that's where here's what I would expect to see eventually. So there's something I was listening to a different podcast months ago, but California put in a law some months ago that by 2035, all new cars have to be electronic. Have to be electric, not electronic.
That's why I'm never moving to California.
Well, so the belief is that California is so big, it's so popular that if the state of California requires something like that, it's just going to be that way nationwide. And so by the time we get to 2036, 2037, it might just be, not that it's required, but you might just see companies just phase out gas completely because California is so vital, it's so important. It doesn't make sense to have this whole slew of things for Cali and have something else for everybody else.
So here's where I think not necessarily going against what you're saying, but like the problem lies where we're using the word required.
Wait. I feel like we're about to get off track. The only thing I was going to say is that
not you. I'm just talking about the state of California. I'm talking about the stuff in the same vein. I promise you, I am. I'm talking about Big Brother and the sort of and not really conspiratorial ideas, but like whether California needs that or not. Silicon Valley is there, and it's all tech and it's all AI, so it's going to happen in California because that's what they want, that's what they believe in. And I'm saying going to not as a definite, but it is another way to push the envelope forward. Now, people, and which is why I'm saying I don't necessarily. With the phone thing, I think it's a W because I don't like kids. I don't like adults on fucking social media. For real. Like we need to be regulated, honestly. But there's always a positive and a negative. What is the negative to this thing? How is it being implemented? Because then we are running into privacy concerns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to speak to both of your points, I don't think Utah matters like California does. So I think they are able to do a test run in Utah.
Yeah.
Without it being as overpowering as, California or Texas or, the larger
DC or
states, right?
Mm-hmm. Utah also has like multiple families. So they're
the ones. No, and I wasn't going to say that Utah is so powerful. What I was going to say is what we may see is the social media companies just take the easy way out. And they may say, Utah did this, other red-leaning states are going to try to do something in this vein. Let's just make our settings so that when you download Facebook, if you're 14, this is what your settings are, and it changes once you turn 18. What I was saying is that if the car companies, if the projection is that the car companies will take the easy way out because of California's law, I'm saying the social media companies may take the easy way out over Utah and other red-leaning states' law. Say that again?
I said, but I'm not mad at that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, I can't see a way the way that social media apps are designed now for it to work out in Utah, but I can see them saying, let's spread this across the U.S., and it's just how we operate in the U.S.
And
I don't got it. For some reason, unless it is about privacy and security, I don't see it spreading out to the U.S. The reason being is because the U.S. has had the resources and the means to do this beforehand. Trump was trying to get TikTok banned 17 times. People were not having it. We're not having it. Like I don't see it happening. I was about to say I think that even it's gonna fall short in Utah because so many people don't want to parent their fucking kids. So social media and giving them the phone is a way for them to I don't got to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people are going to fight against that, even though yes, it is a red lane state and or whatever. But enough people will be like, nah, they need this shit.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to see how it happens. Like, it could be worse. Like, it could be like Uganda where they pass laws against like anti-gays. Like,
look at that boy Maul trying to get in on the Segway gang. Look at him. You see him rolling in like Joe on Arrested Development. You see that?
Is the law anti-gay or is the law saying that you?
The law is that you cannot identify as being a member of the LGBTQ community. So
God damn it, I don't look at that as anti-gay.
You can't identify as being gay.
No, you can't identify as being a part of the LGBT community.
Any act of being like, or
that's what I'm saying. What is the language? And the laws are very specific. And when we start talking about what does the law say, what does the law say, and not what my interpretation of the law says.
The law says you can't do any act or be of any way pertaining to be gay. So like any sexual act, any sexual favor, holding hands, kissing, anything like that in public, if you are found to do that in private, if they accuse you of that, because they do certain things like that in foreign countries, then you are essentially like against the law, like you're breaking the law. And I know, like, when I was in Afghanistan, they took Fridays off. Like, Fridays were their like religious holiday. I'm not saying every Afghani man, because I don't need somebody out there with some money trying to come at us with some defamation suits. But they told us on the base, they used to say, like, women are for babies, men are for pleasure. And then you would see them, like, the soldiers that were out there with their painted nails on, like, one hand. And if the nails were painted, like, they were gay. And then just as they were marching, you could see some of them just, like, holding hands and talking and skipping. And it was like, yo, this is really wild, because they were a bunch of people that restricted the women from learning or doing anything, and they kept them under boot. But then they were just off, just hanging with
which I can imagine is the same case for Uganda, which is why the law really won't matter.
The law has an anti-homosexuality bill that includes a death sentence for gay sex.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. So, I mean, why is this surprising?
I think it's surprising that it's being implemented.
Yeah.
Versus already being on the books.
Versus already being on the books.
Yeah, it's just gay. I mean,
that happens. It's like, oh man, that's crazy that happens. But for it to be a law that it happens, that's.
I mean, but it's a law in most third world countries. It is a law already, which is, I mean, I'm not particularly surprised. Sure, 2023 is like, what are we doing? But I don't expect people that are traditional and extreme to come around, and it's one of those things. It's kind of like what you're saying, because in Afghanistan, It's illegal to be homosexual as well, but it's prevalent. So I'm
okay.
I imagine it's one of those same things where this thing is happening a lot.
I get your point, Shay, because
they wanted to keep their families going. Like, women were made to serve their house, not made to do anything. The boys were meant to bring home the money. Women were meant to like cook, clean, take care of my house. They didn't treat it like it was illegal. They just treated it like, you need to keep my lineage going so I can still.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about boy sex is illegal. I'm talking about homosexuality is illegal. Not straight people is illegal.
Well, I think to Shay's point, where it's always about the balance of power, and I don't know how the laws work in Uganda, right? But hey, people didn't vote. Everything happened in 2016. Trump got elected. He nominated 3 Supreme Court judges, and despite all that we know and all the intelligence that we have and the advances in science and health and things of that nature, we still got Roe v. Wade overturned in 2022. So I think to kind of blend all the arguments that we're making is that, sure, we should know better in 2023, but where's the balance of power? Who's making the decision?
I also don't think that, but see, what I'm saying is I don't think they should know better. I think that is, see, this is the problem. Because I'm the homo, I should feel a certain type of way. I don't, because also I honor the fact that people have their opinions and their practices and their rules and should they choose to enforce them. I'm not in Uganda. I think it is sad and horrible for people who are homosexual to have to experience what they are experiencing in any country where that's still a thing. Actually, and also, I witness this too much when I go traveling. Americans going somewhere and thinking that they can just change and enforce and say what something should be according to how we decide to live our lives. That's just not. I could say something is wrong. I could say it's immoral for you to think this way or for you to be this way or enact this thing. But I don't come from your culture. I don't. That's not my place. That's not my lane to even try to say what you should or should be doing and how you should be thinking. I just can't go there.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, from like the, Miss America point of view, I feel like, we're all humans and humans should have human rights regardless of where you live.
The Miss America point of view is a crazy way to go.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you, but then that means so many laws. That means that laws, period, should be gone because laws are not rights. They're not the same thing.
I don't think laws, period, should be gone because there are laws that exist that don't inhibit you from being who you are as a person.
They just keep you
safe. They keep you safe. Those laws should exist. But
yeah, we're talking legalese and words mean things. When you said you believe that a person should be, this is why the legal system is just, it's like apples and oranges. A right is not a law and a law is not a right. So if you want people to have rights and somebody can't give you rights, you have them. Laws are not necessary, but we're told they are. Look it up. I'm not making it up. I mean, a right and a law are not the same thing, and somebody can't give you a right.
But my ancestors 400 years ago said differently, because 400 years ago the law was you could own.
And before 400 years ago, what happened?
There were no laws, and if there were no laws, then you could still own people that look like me. I like that law, not being able to own somebody that looks like
No. There was laws.
Yeah, there was
people
laws.
Came from Europe and killed the people that were here, made up new laws, and then went and kidnapped our people. Now, and I think the point goes back to what I was saying. It's about who has the balance of the power at that moment.
You're right. There were laws. These beers kicking my ass. There've been laws for a long time.
Hey y'all, Jamal walked back 2 points in one night. Boy, I tell you, that swarm got him humble, boy.
Go back on that when we on the record.
Wow.
I also think that I think that what I was saying before is that it's a law, but I guarantee you that it's gonna be what it is, like it is in Afghanistan and every other country. People are going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's not sure you could be sentenced to death should somebody choose to do that.
I mean,
but the chances.
You just can't be out like you can in America, and being out in America is dangerous, even though it is legal to marry.
It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's not at all dangerous.
I mean,
a little bit.
It depends on who you're talking about.
Depends on where you live.
Right.
It's not dangerous for you, but it's dangerous for some certain gay people to be gay where they are.
And like transgendered people get killed regularly for being transgender.
They don't get killed for being transgender.
Okay.
That's literally like it's literally like a like so it's y'all make a lot of blanket statements without context, and that's not and beliefs happen and form that way. That's not why transgenders get killed. That's not why gay people are getting killed. That's not why people are getting killed.
Okay.
No, I would love for you to complete that point. What are you saying?
It's complete. It's complete. If a transgender person dies today or get killed by somebody, it's because they are transgender. That's because that's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying every single transgender person or gay person that gets killed is because of that, but there are instances, and I don't have the stories in front of me because that's not what I came to talk about today. But there are instances in which that was the driving force behind them getting attacked.
Yeah, we didn't say that.
Leading to their death.
Okay, and then what I'm saying is when you say transgenders, I know what I said. I'm very clear about what I said. When you say transgenders are dying because they're transgender, that is a blanket statement, and that's what I was saying is the problem.
So I didn't say some, but it's the blanket statement still covers those stories.
Right, but people are running. What I'm trying to dig through is that just like when you make blanket statements like that, it doesn't account for those times where it doesn't when it's not actually happening, where that person just happens to be transgender, which happens a lot more often than the former.
Absolutely, just like when people die and they just happen to be black or they just happen to be white or whatever.
Yeah, it's not because of that thing, but if you run, I'm not talking about you personally, Brittany, either. I'm saying the idea in itself is people don't examine the actual thing that they're saying, and it's a lot more nuance in this thing that we're talking about. A lot of it.
So speaking of nuance,
so I think you're challenging us to be more specific in what we're saying and not just throwing data out
not
there.
Specific.
Okay, can we segue to something else?
So
please?
speaking of nuance, Trump was supposed to get arrested this week, and that got put on hold.
Yeah, so it was leaked, and we talked about this last week, but it was leaked to Trump that he was going to be getting arrested on Tuesday. He requested to his followers on Truth Social to riot, and in response, there were bomb threats and chemical threats with like white powder, which, you know, the anthrax scare of a decade ago or however long ago that was at this point.
That anthrax shot hurt.
The chemical threats postponed the arrest of Trump. So we don't have any further updates. I mean, that was a leak to begin with.
Right.
But it is.
I sent you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still.
Brad need all his brownie points.
It is
that
still supposed to happen.
Bro, I'm still trying to catch up, bro. Man, that boy Trump, I'm just convinced he ain't never going to jail. He gonna live till he 108.
He isn't gonna go to jail.
I mean, a lot of this is just, I feel like, spectacle anyway. Like, not even.
He still plans on running for president.
He is running for president. He is running. Ain't no plans on. He is running.
Is, but I mean, even in the plan, even if he were to have gone to jail on Tuesday, he still plans on getting out and continuing his goal.
What if he got elected in jail?
We talked about that last week. That's what what's his face is trying to do.
Joe Tiger King.
Yeah, Joe Exotic. He's trying to run for jail or run for
jail. Run from the jail.
run for president from jail.
He gonna pardon himself. This is gonna be his first presidential act.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's his goal. That is his
and take
goal.
out Carol Baskin.
That's hilarious.
That's the second goal.
So
I still go ahead. I was gonna say I still can't believe I watched that show.
It was the pandemic. I think we all did. I think anyone who had Netflix.
I wasn't gonna watch it because usually when I see first off, Brittany, you already know this. I really don't be getting down with reality TV, but you can only play so much Grand Theft Auto during the COVID season. Like I was still working in retail at that point. I was getting home at 5. You don't get home at 5 working in retail. I was getting home at 5, had weekends off because I had nothing to do in my stores because my stores were not busy. Yeah. Eventually, you just watch. I was doing at-home workouts because Planet Fitness was closed here in Michigan. All right, what they talk about with these Tigers?
They pulled up on Big Gretch.
For the gym.
They pulled up on Big Gretch. They sent an anthrax through the mail to the New York AG.
It's crazy.
They needed big gyms, bro.
Crazy. So this week, Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is an actress, she's in Abbott Elementary.
Well, she had talked about it some time ago, how she was sexually assaulted back when she was still D on Moesha, the principal of Moesha's high school. She said that there were a few incidents where she had been unwantedly touched, and at one point she was unwantedly kissed by a famous Black TV judge. She did not mention the name. She did not say what happened.
But she did specify it was not Mathis. She did specify it was not Judge Mathis, but didn't want to say any other name.
She said,
"But how many Black
the network
court shows have you watched?"
So, not to see anything.
Question: she meant this person is an actual judge.
Yeah.
She said TV judge.
TV.
So with TV judge comes to mind, a person who could play a judge as well.
TV judge from when she was on Moesha, which is not as many judges as Steve Harvey and whatnot today.
I'ma just say it, and this ain't defamation, so he can't come after me. But I saw Judge Joe Brown defended himself on Twitter about it today.
Yeah, he was defending himself.
That's the. I mean, you said it's not Judge Mathis.
Exactly.
Not like you got too many other after that.
Exactly.
Shoot, from that time frame, all else we had was Maybelline, right? At that point.
Right, exactly.
No. It was before Maybelline.
It was before Maybelline.
They said men, so either way, Maybelline's out.
Yeah.
Facts.
She was the second judge, not the. There was one before her. Was it
on divorce court?
No, Maybelline was the first on divorce court, and then it was Hatchet.
All I know is Judge Lynn Toller.
Yeah, I was about to say Judge Toller, because she got all the shows now.
It's far more recent. There was somebody even between.
No, I don't know. I don't be watching them shows.
It was Hatchet. I did. I watched.
Listen,
what was Judge Joe Brown saying?
He's suing. He's gonna sue.
So he's saying that he's threatening defamation suit.
How can you sue for defamation when she didn't say?
She didn't say your name.
She didn't. You.
No.
But he's saying that the internet's saying that it's him.
It's giving guilty,
and that he's threatening defamation suits because she's speaking her story, and that's why she's saying it's so hard for women to come out and say this happened to me. Because someone can come out and say, well, I never did that, and now I'm going to sue you over defamation. She never even said his name.
So I just went to Judge Brown's Twitter, and he has a pinned tweet. He wrote this on November 13th, 2017. Men have the general propensity and aptitude for violence. We must embrace it as we grow up, yet we must be properly socialized and acculturated, that cannot be a word, to control it so we don't resort to it when it is inappropriate. That makes men of peace who will still be brave and courageous when needed. That's his pinned tweet.
Look, Judge Joe Brown always gave creep vibes to me, so
Alleged.
I remember I was
creep vibes. You can't say. I'm telling you, the vibes I felt were creep. They're not allegedly creepy. They were.
What was it over the last year or something? He became very popular in the media for talking about something. I guess like he's sounding real conservative or something like that. People was like, you know him, and he was talking about he said something that I was like, yeah, you sounded a little rapey, my guy. He was talking about something with men and they, private areas, but very explicitly, and how men interact with women. But I was just like, this is like I'm vulgar. This is creepy. This is beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's his tweet from today. He said, there are false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady 25 years ago. I categorically deny both those rumors and any acquaintance with the lady in question. I guess he's running for some sort of election. There's a guy who subtweeted him and said, "Sir, you are a patriot, and that's why you're being attacked." So... okay, I think that's just all in line with everything that y'all just got done talking about right there.
So it gives what it gives, and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Suing for defamation when your name ain't said.
Right.
If a hit dog no holler too loud.
It wasn't me. You didn't catch me in the camera. It wasn't me.
Facts. That's crazy. Well, speaking of suing, and kind of getting, I guess, what you deserve, Monique's comedy special will be releasing on Netflix soon. So, there was a huge
scandal between her and Netflix and
her not getting the pay.
What happened with Netflix? Her and Netflix?
So there was a huge ordeal with Monique.
She was saying that Amy Schumer was getting $3 million and she deserved that same kind of treatment.
Yeah, she wasn't getting.
Oh, okay. I think I remember. This was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but now
that was like 3-4 years ago.
Special coming out, so whatever number was accepted was apparently high enough for Monique to have a Netflix.
She probably looked at the figures and say, "Listen, this is what you paying them. This is what I made. This is what I expect," and I don't blame you. You've been doing this for so long. You deserve some respect. You came to me for a special. I know you got it. I seen your numbers. Pay me or I'm not there.
I mean, if I wouldn't even say it's about how long she's been doing it. It's about her she actually has accolades.
Facts.
Like she has an Oscar under her belt. So
funny.
That's not even
I don't find Amy Schumer.
No, and not at all. But that's a criticism that a lot of comedians have. You know what I'm saying? White, black, whatever is like. How did Amy Schumer get? That's a conspiracy theory I got. Like, what was going on during that time that people was willing to put Amy Schumer in everything and everywhere? Because we didn't care. Nobody cared. No, I have not met one person who was like, I'm an Amy Schumer fan.
How does she have so many shows still?
She do.
Show.
I didn't know she was putting anything new out. I thought niggas just finally was like, yeah, we're tired of that one.
So when we watched The Daily Show, shout out to Comedy Central, it comes up with the commercials for her show, but it's been a break. We haven't watched it since Trevor Noah left.
Yeah. I mean.
All right.
So,
now I remember she was beefing with DL last year because they had a show. It was actually here in Detroit, and me and Fred talked about it in long form. But it was like she was told that she would be the headliner, and then DL was also told he would be the headliner. And the guy who booked it, he booked them both, and it was like, well, one of y'all got to be the headliner. And DL was just like, well, if I ain't the headliner, I ain't performing. It would end up being a whole mess. Y'all might remember that. So
yeah.
I mean, I think the reality comes down to it is that, listen, say what you want to say about her, but that's a woman, and we know how when women when they appear to be strong, and they don't back down, they get labeled as different type of titles that are unfair, but that's just the way that a lot of our society treats women, unfortunately. So it's good to see that they were able to make things right and get it to where they can work together and she can get her bread.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. So if you guys had to guess who you think the world's most popular artist is, as told by Guinness World Book of Records, who would that be? Because I was quite surprised.
I would thought
like of all time
it was Beyonce.
Like between Drake, Michael
Of all
Jackson,
time,
be like Prince.
I would have thought it was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, of all time, Michael Jackson would be the one to come to mind.
And then like probably Beyonce after that.
Yeah.
No Drake.
So it's the weekend.
No
Drake?
way.
Drake over Beyonce?
You got your Soldier Boy going? You ain't
No. This is not about me being a fan. It's about what did you. We started talking about Swarm, my guy. Like, this is not a game. They are really out here.
You're right. You're right. I'm just saying, in terms of if it ain't Beyonce, I'd have to say it's usually Drake.
I'm not
against it.
I think that Drake is somewhere in the running, but I don't think he's.
There's no way that I would put The Weeknd over Drake, though. So what's their qualifications to get there?
So the qualifications, the qualification that they use is that he is the first to have 100 million Spotify monthly listeners.
I don't know who's listening. I mean,
Absolutely.
I contributed to the problem. I'm sorry.
That's the worst use of data that I've ever seen.
Because I listen to call out my name a lot.
Ain't no way that no.
And I used to be a big Weeknd fan back when he was real heavy into drugs.
Yeah. Before he cut his hair.
Back when it was OVOXO, I used to just be like, ooh, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? Get high, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Not on the type of drugs they were.
But there's no way that they could say that The Weeknd, because of Michael Jackson was dead before Spotify was even thought of.
But that's the record, though. So it is a way they could say it. The record is for most listens, right? Like something like that.
No, they said the most popular artist of all time based on Spotify monthly listeners. That's a terrible way to use it.
That's the title. And he won that title. If you mean popular, if you just leave it at popular artist of all time, we would probably be talking about Michael Jackson, etc. You know what I'm saying? These names. But if they qualified it by saying Spotify listens, and people for whatever reason are listening to that last album.
I'm not saying that I understand how they qualified it. I'm saying it's a terrible way to come to those terms.
I mean, I think if that's the title that they have, I feel like it's applicable.
By who's number two?
He said, "What? Who's number two?"
You're really going to be disappointed. Guinness says Miley Cyrus is The Weeknd's closest competitor with 82.4 million monthly listeners.
Yo, a Party in the USA was that shit. I'm sorry, y'all tripping.
Number one, again, Miley Cyrus
was the shit.
This is a terrible use of data. Miley Cyrus should not be number two, and wherever she ranks, it should be over The Weeknd.
Brad, I think you're wrong. Yeah, I think you're angry at the wrong people. I think you should be angry at the people who are listening versus Guinness making this title. Because anybody could have won it.
No, but Guinness cherry picked this data because of people that are listening.
Shakira, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Rihanna.
They can't cherry pick for something that they said this is the title of the thing. They can't cherry pick that. They have to go, these are the stats. Unfortunately, people are listening to whack music.
No, I'm not even saying it's whack music. I'm saying it's a terrible use of data. If I were to say,
it's not just,
it's not the data. It's the world. It's literally the world. It's literally the people.
If I were to say that up to up to 2004, Darko Milicic was the greatest basketball player ever because that was his rookie year and he won a championship. That would be a terrible use of data. Even if I qualified it from those terms, it's still a terrible use of data.
That metaphor analogy is actually terrible compared to what we're actually talking about.
No, it's not. It's the same. I'm going to cherry pick this data.
No, it's not.
I'm going to say we're going to stop it right here. They're saying we're starting it right here. They're saying we're starting from 2011 because Spotify was existed.
You picked a specific person. Guinness didn't say we're picking The Weeknd. Guinness said this is what the title of this thing is. We're going according to what's hot on Spotify. The listener said we want The Weeknd.
No, Miley Cyrus.
But it wasn't a poll. They cherry picked the data that was there.
No, they didn't cherry pick. They went. Look, every year Spotify has this little thing. According to
I have Spotify. Okay. I know that.
So they're not cherry picking if they said this is the person who's. If this is the person who's being listened to the most, they're not cherry picking data.
But people listen to music on Pandora. They listen on Apple Music. They buy it digitally.
Okay, so maybe they have another title for the most listened on Pandora, but that's Pandora versus Spotify. The title.
But they didn't say most listens on Spotify. They said most popular all time.
You said no.
World's most popular. Yeah.
World's most popular, right? Mm-hmm. You said according to Spotify.
Yeah, they use Spotify.
They use Spotify.
I mean, like that's not part of the award given to him, but that's what they use. They only use Spotify as their measure of.
And that's the problem. If they said this is the most listened to person on Spotify, great use of data. You can't say this is the most popular artist of all time based on the use of Spotify.
Not everyone uses Spotify. But based off of Spotify.
but based off of Spotify. Because that's what they use to qualify it. It's not cherry picking data.
On Spotify.
If they use Spotify as their qualifier. It's just not.
That's exactly what cherry picking is.
No. If they said we're going to use all these platforms and only look at Spotify's information, that is cherry picking.
They said all time. Therefore, they're saying everything that's ever existed, but we're ignoring everything else except what Spotify says.
They're basing it on Spotify, dude.
Here's the problem. You can't say all time and say, well, we're only using Spotify data. That's the point. You cannot say all time and take one source of data. You can't. If you said this is Spotify's most popular artist ever, yes, 100% fact. You cannot say most popular artist all time because Spotify says this. Because there's people that don't use Spotify. There's people that didn't exist when Spotify existed. There's no way that you would realistically take The Weeknd over Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. Hell, let's take it beyond R&B and rap. You wouldn't take him over the Beatles, over Frank Sinatra, you wouldn't take him over Beethoven. Like
this is the 2023 record of all time, right?
I was gonna say it's the Guinness Book of Records.
No, they said all time.
No, but they come
all
out.
Time means from the beginning, from when Jesus said, "Let there be light," until now.
But they come out
yearly.
Yeah, yearly. Like, I'm not lost. I'm not confused.
Hold on. Wait. All right.
I promise I'm not.
Did they use the words all time? Am I mishearing you? Am I mishearing you? Did I hear the words all time?
Right, but yes, they come out. Do you know how Guinness? Do you know how Guinness works? You clearly don't know how Guinness works, bro.
Oh, I know fully how it works.
You don't.
I understand. But I also understand what the word all time means.
Right, but I asked the question based on whether it came out for 2023 because that matters.
I was gonna say, I don't think I said all time. I'm pretty sure
you definitely said most popular artist of all time.
Most popular.
She said world's most popular artist according to the data that they got from Spotify.
All right, let me say this. I know what I heard, and I know I heard Brittany say all time.
I know I can't.
If I am wrong,
I might be wrong.
Forgive me,
but I didn't.
But if they said, because I heard Brittany said all time, that's the whole thing I've been arguing these 5-10 minutes, however long it's been, is that it said all time. If they said most popular artists today, absolutely agree, because people love The Weeknd. Absolutely agree. But Brittany said all time.
I might have, but I didn't mean it.
Got to this whole tangent, and she didn't mean it.
Listen, and I know what I heard. So I know the listeners are like, why does that?
Let's say we listened to the playback and she didn't say it. Then what? You've been arguing.
Then I apologize. Full-throated apology if I misheard it. But I said the word all time at least 98 times.
You did. So, I kept saying
you said
world's most popular artist.
You just kept saying world's most popular. You kept saying all time.
I cannot wait to rewind this because Brittany said all time.
And I'm saying I might have, but I ain't mean it.
All right. If it's today, it's cool.
So they come out every year.
But okay,
but I know anybody listen to the way. Go ahead.
Is because it comes out every year. It comes out every year.
I'm not arguing 2023. That I get that. I'm not arguing that.
Just because. So if you would let me finish, maybe I could say what I'm trying to say because you keep talking about something I'm not. God damn it! I am saying that it comes out every year. So as of 2023. Mm-hmm. If the record was all time, that was as of 2023, but that's not applicable in 1988 when Michael Jackson was out. It wasn't applicable then. That's why it's probably not all time because you can't keep changing that every year.
Right. Yeah. So there's that.
You made my argument.
We have one of the artists that we thought should have been on that list, Beyonce. Beyonce and Adidas have parted ways. So Adidas, Ivy Park, Beyonce's line, was through Adidas. They were expecting her to hit 250 million in sales last year. She did about 40, 45, somewhere in there. It's just not profitable. So they're letting Beyonce go. Mm-hmm. Between Kanye and Beyonce,
Adidas letting go all
they letting this.
The Beyonce thing is different from.
No, it's definitely different.
It's totally
but
different.
It's the fact that they missing out on that money.
Well, here's the thing. They tried it. They tried it. So Jamal, just stay quiet because you're gonna accidentally put yourself in harm with the Beehive if you say the wrong thing here. But what happened is that the deal that they had with Beyonce for Ivy Park required her to do nothing with it. What they accidentally did was they gave themselves a licensing deal, and they've been paying her $20 billion, and she ain't promoted nothing. She ain't wore nothing. They thought the fact that it had Beyonce's affiliation to it would be enough for the Beehive to just come in and swarm towards it, but that ain't happened. Beyonce took them checks.
Your facts are wrong. Your facts are incorrect.
How so?
Because she has promoted it. She has worn it. She actually has whenever a new whatever came out, like a new line of that thing came out, she posts about it. So I can't say that.
So I mean, she ain't running around the city rocking Ivy Park, but she does post about it. Yeah, it's out there. It's just not. It's not like when she was shaking her derriere in that Darion, you know? Like, it's not. I
mean, same. I think that's open to interpretation, man. Because do y'all remember when Ivy Park's latest when the orange stuff came out, like the big promo that they did for that, sending it to all these different influencers and all of that different stuff, like. I can imagine it's not making money because it's expensive, but to say that she's not promoting the brand or whatever, that's actually like when from what I know, when she's in gym clothes, that's all she's wearing is her own brand. What I can say is that she's not as she has not been as present on social media in the last like 2 or 3 years as she was.
She got kids. She like 40 and she got kids.
But it be girls in the gym wearing Ivy Park like a motherfucker. I mean, that don't mean it's, you know what I'm saying, still selling out at all, but I see them. I see them.
250 they hoped. But you good, Brad?
No, I was trying to find what I read from like 4 or 5 months ago that said that the deal was that they weren't getting their money. And that the way their deal worked was that Beyonce didn't have anything to do with it. They were basically paying her a free check, and they weren't getting their money for it. I saw something like that about like months ago. I can't find anything on it now, so I'll accept that I was wrong.
No. That's not. I wasn't saying that was wrong. I was saying
no.
I was saying the fact that to say that she didn't do anything with it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'll accept that I was wrong on that part. That's what I was saying.
Okay. And so
awkward silence for no reason.
It looked like she was looking at which one to do next or something.
I think she thought we was gonna tussle.
Exactly what I was doing. So this is the story that Brad sent me right before we hopped on.
We were just looking at it right as she said.
Man.
Yeah. So Jonathan Majors was arrested in New York City for.
I thought y'all was about to say he wore the pink thing. I was not expecting arrested.
Right. Took her for a whole loop. She's shocked now. She ready for the rest of it.
Yeah, he was arrested in New York City for
allegedly hitting his girlfriend or the woman that he was with. So from what I read on TMZ, they were in the back of a taxi cab. She caught him texting another woman. She grabbed his phone and he grabbed her hand and slapped her. But his team is denying that. And I mean, honestly, my grandma used to say, it's three sides to a story. It's your side, her side, and the truth. So
sounds very Chris Brown and Rihanna-y. I mean, except that was a little worse. But like the setting is the same. In the car, texting another girl. She reached over, grabbed the phone. It's a party now.
Not a party.
So I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. That's like a very natural reaction in an argument, but it also sounds like it could just not have happened the way that they making it sound, and like she's overreacting because she just found out he was texting some other girl.
Could be that. Could be.
Yeah.
Go either way, and I'm not saying anything because we don't know.
Yeah, here's the thing for me with celebrity stories like this. We don't. You even if it goes to court, you will never know what happened in what I'm saying in that car for real. You can only judge based on what you can prove or can't prove. You know what I'm saying? What you can prove or disprove. That's it. That does not account for what actually happened. And I think that in a general sense, once you grab the phone back, a slap, it's kind of like a step above, you know what I'm saying? But I also can't say that it would, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't happen either. I would say that's too far for me to go. I would just grab the phone back and be like, you know what I'm saying? What you doing?
Right.
To go slap you is like, I'm just taking this to the next level.
To go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, now I have to fucking commit to this.
Yeah.
You have taken it to the next level.
Yeah, I also think that a lot of people feel like snatching your phone from you is also not a violation of your physical safety.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that for me, I don't think I would have went to slapping if that did happen, but I also can't say that he's wrong for that, because you have violated a sense of physical safety. You've crossed the boundary.
Yeah,
in a sense, and you can't say how people will react or won't react to it.
Still be considered assault.
Yeah,
snatching something from me can still be considered assault.
Yeah,
as long as I'm holding it, it's considered a part of me. And if you slap it out of my hand or snatch it from me, it's considered assault on me. You damage my property. You damage me. No matter how you slice it.
So I don't do a great job of following celebrity news in general. So you guys tell me, is this something that has Jonathan Majors had interactions like this in the news in the past?
Absolutely not. This will fuck him up right now.
Homie's on top of the
actually, I would imagine this press period is fucking him up because he's on top of his game right now.
Yeah.
Say what you say, Brittany. I couldn't hear you.
He went from one #1 movie in Ant-Man and the Wasp and knocked himself out with Creed 3.
Yeah, he got 2 movies in theaters right now that are doing pretty well. He's on top of his game.
Right. And in Disney, he's the next big Thanos. From Thanos to, all right, who's gonna be the next big villain? The black man is King the Conqueror. He shows up and it's he is the bad guy. He's the next Thanos for the next 10 movies or so. You got to remember how long we had Thanos. We had Thanos since the Avengers, and then you spawned him all the way through to the end of Endgame. It's that whole saga was the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
We looking at he could be the next guy that we see for the next 10 years popping up through Marvel shows, movies, everything like that. And this jams up.
Right. So my point is that I'm not one that believes in conspiracy theories as well. But I do know that like he's a big star right now. Like even though I don't follow celebrity news, I know that he had like 2 number ones in theaters, like 2 weekends in a row. One was Ant-Man, the other was Creed. I know he had you talk about the pink thing. I saw that went viral. I mean, dude's been all over the place right now. So like I know that he's out there, right? I hope that it's not true that he would not hit a woman. And I would say that if this is something that's a part of his character, we will see that. And it could have been a one-off. It could have been a mistake. Lawrence Fishburne was on Jamel Hill's show a couple months ago, and he talked about how he used to be an abuser. His ex-girlfriend or wife or something like that. It was a long time ago, but he talked about how he went through therapy and went through things and got help and things of that nature. So I hope that this is not a part of his character. I hope that it's not true, because I would hope that he would not be a person to do something like that. But we'll see how it goes, because this just dropped today, like when I sent it to you. I was looking at the article again. They updated it maybe 3 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah. And then speaking of news that recently dropped, well, at least prior to us. No, this dropped today. 5 hours ago. That Shay shared with me. I feel the need to share it with the world because it's kind of scary, right?
Yeah, it's kind of it's wild. Actually, it's wild as fuck.
So the CDC, they didn't even say that they're removing them. They're just acknowledging that there are contaminated eye drops that have been released into the world.
I did see that. Yeah, yesterday I think I saw it.
The outbreak has left 3 people dead and 4 people having their eyeballs removed. And as of March 14th, which this article was published today, but as of March 14th, at least 68 people have been infected across 16 states. It's been 10 different brands of eye drops, so it's not even like it's coming from one type of eye drop. So yeah, I mean, be careful.
I'm good.
Thank God for 2020 vision.
I'm glad that I went. So eye drops are not necessarily for correcting vision, but
I get it. They're just
but so I was literally like, I gotta go get, they say my eyes, dry, let me go. I can't find the stuff that I think I threw it away with some stuff we had before. And I was like, what top of the line brands cause dry eyes is trash. It is just trash for clearing out your eyes and keeping them moist and stuff like that. So I was like, what's something else I can use? And then I came across that. I said, you know what? I'm good. I found the old smaller bottle of the old stuff we had. I said, I'm gonna just run with that for a while. I think I'm good. And I also think I can just deal with dry eyes. It's been this way for a while now.
Might just get emotional every day just to ensure there's some extra.
White King, baby.
Hell no.
Ponder on some deep shit.
That's just crazy to have to get your eyes scooped out, man.
Yeah, and it's like pretty casually written.
It was mad casual. Like the severity was, yes, it is severe that people are dying, but I think I prefer that over you scooping my eyes out.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep. Big facts. Take me
to the king right now.
Right.
We can just start harvesting the rest of the organs.
The hell.
Good. Yeah, that's crazy.
I am interested where this. So I would imagine it's a manufacturing issue or something. If it's 10 different brands,
it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's
it's got to be some kind of chemical or something that they all
use or something. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's along the lines that I was thinking. It's like something that
it's like there's a saline plant somewhere that's contaminated.
Something.
Yeah.
It got this bacteria. I forgot the name of it, but stay away from me.
It was big. It was a lot of letters.
Yeah, a lot of big words.
It was a medical thing. But it is also it's medicine resistant.
So just kill me if I get it.
That's why they're removed, because there's nothing that's actually working against the bacteria.
I'm not blind. I'm not blind at that point.
Right.
That's crazy. Couldn't imagine. But on that note, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. There's been a decent amount of things that have happened this week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more happening now. Like I said, these last two stories are things that are brought to my attention right now. But Brad, go ahead and let them know where to find you at What's Happening.
Yeah. What's Happening? WHUSHATTNIN. It's available on all social media platforms. It's available wherever you get podcasts. Follow our show. Leave us a 5-star rating and review if you've enjoyed this show and if you feel as though we've earned it. And share the show with a friend so we can continue to grow. So, What's Happening, listeners? Make sure you check out the Unapologetically Black podcast, Never Broken, Always Empowered. And Unapologetically Black, Never Broken, Always Empowered listeners, come on over and check out What's Happening if you've not done so yet.
Exactly what he said. Everything he said. About what's happening with Unapologetically Black and vice versa. And that's all I have. On Tuesday, we will be talking about, on Unapologetically Black, we will be talking about the rise of OFA and sex workers. And next Saturday, for our wrestling fans, we will be doing a live watch party of WrestleMania. So we will not be having a Shit Talk Saturday, but come hop on, join us for a live watch party. Hop on camera, bring your kids, BYOB, BYOW, BYOF, a party virtually. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically Black. Have a good night.